On the program today, Christmas is being celebrated all over the world, even in camps for the internally displaced in Abuja, Nigeria. Unfortunately, it is Black Christmas for families of 8 victims of a gas explosion in Anambra State. Plus, if you're already on the road or hope to make a road trip to your destination holiday this weekend, a few tips to ensure safe travel. Network Africa begins right now. Merry Christmas, everyone. I am Amarachi Ubani. You're welcome to Network Africa. Despite their conditions, internally displaced persons at the new Kuchingoro camp in Abuja joined the rest of the world to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. At a special Christmas church service, the pastor of EYN Church, located in the camp, advised Christians and adherents of other religions to show more love to their neighbors in order to ensure a peaceful society. He prayed for the total restoration of peace in all parts of Nigeria and the world at large.
Do they know it's Christmas? That is the question many may want to ask as these children at the internally displaced people's camp in New Kuchingoro gather to play football as early as 7 o'clock in the morning. Although the children are enjoying their game of football under the tutelage of their coach, who is the vice chairman of the camp, the coach speaks on why the boys are out on the field.
So I like sport. Children like sport. That's why I organized 23 people, 23 children to train them, made them go football very well. As we are camping for ourselves for Abuja here. You know, say anywhere children like play, everywhere.
For some of the residents of the camp, it's a case of sadness and joy. Sadness because they are celebrating Christmas outside their original homes, and joy because they are alive to see another Christmas.
We are internally displaced, but we have to celebrate as far as we are still alive. Well, and we have another personally, organizationally coming here to help us with some food items in order to feel we have loves.
We thank for the NGO, individuals, organization, families that they brought food for us, they brought oil, they brought everything. We have it. But meat, nobody to say even to get a chicken for us. Now our children, they are not happy, even we buy them clothes. They are not happy because they didn't see meat.
We thank God that we see this day. So we are very appreciative.
Other residents of the camp expressed mixed feelings about Christmas celebration. The pastor of EYN Church advised all Nigerians to love one another.
My message, not even to Christian, all our beloved brothers, whether you are Muslim, whether you are Christian or pagan, I think this Christmas celebration, it opens a month to everybody.
With the mood of celebration, the few worshippers who converged in the church offer praises to God for preserving their lives to see yet another Christmas.
We're in the nation's capital, where Christian faithful join their counterparts around the world to celebrate Christmas, the birth of Jesus Christ. The primate of the Anglican Church of Nigeria, the Most Reverend Nicholas Oko, urged Nigerians to imbibe the spirit of humility and selflessness as signified by the birth of Jesus. He called on Nigerians to unite irrespective of their ethnicity, religion or creed to support the government and the security agencies in tackling insecurity in the country.
One of the highlights of the service in many churches is the singing of Christian hymns and songs. Religious leaders in their various messages explained that Christmas is a reminder of the love of God and the humble nature of Jesus Christ and the need for mankind to continue to replicate this in their lives. For others, however, it is an opportunity to draw close to God.
Man was cut off from God, but Jesus coming was bringing God back to humanity, that we can connect to God. So I'm pleading with all Nigerians, especially in view of the challenges we are facing or we may face, that we need God on our side. Because when God is on our side, He will help us through whatever challenge we face.
Christmas is that God came down to be with human beings. That is a lot of self-denial. There are many people who are high up there and they do not relate with the poor. There is need for them to step down from their pinnacle and reach out, build bridges to people, ordinary people, so that they can feel the impact of government, they can feel the impact of those who have and share with those who do not have. Because if we get compartmentalized into classes in our society, it can be a breeder for evil. We plead with everyone to be a promoter of peace and to give information to security agents that can lead to the success of their operations, so that every one of us can enjoy peace. It should not be left in the hand of a few individuals called security people. We are all security.
At the various church services, prayers were offered for peace and prosperity of Nigeria, while also thanking God for the celebrations.
Well, one thing that always accompanies the Christmas celebrations is food and drink, and a lot of visits to the market. Nigerians have been trying to make the most of the Christmas celebrations, but high food prices and the plummeting naira are threatening to dampen the mood this year. Many traders and residents in major cities like Lagos and Abuja say they're facing a bleak Christmas.
High food prices and the plummeting naira are likely to hamper this year's Christmas celebrations in Nigeria. Many traders and residents in cities like Lagos and Abuja say they are facing a bleak Christmas. The naira fell to a record low of 208 to the dollar last week after the central bank advised commercial banks to limit how much customers could spend abroad using their debit cards. Eze Lilian, a trader based in Abuja, bemoaned a lack of adequate sales this year.
Oh my goodness, this is the worst ever Christmas that we ever witnessed. This is my 5th year in making hampers here. This is the worst Christmas we ever experienced.
Plunging oil revenues, which make up 90% of Nigeria's foreign currency earnings and more than half of the government's income, have hit public finances and the naira, leaving businesses struggling to get dollars. Nigeria's central bank was forced to devalue the naira in November as oil prices continue to decline. But according to economist Bismarck Rwani, the naira might find its true value in the first quarter of 2016.
Because we have visiting friends and relatives who have come back, who have brought their dollars in, and that is what has made the market, the naira, to appreciate a little bit. But that's not sustainable. The reality is that the naira has to find its true value very soon. I suspect sometime in the first quarter.
Jessica Jechira runs a jewelry and crafts store in Abuja.
I've not seen anything because Christmas you see many people in the market, you see people bringing children, you see old people, you see young people in the market. Plenty, the market will be filled up, but see how the market is, it's so scanty. See our shop, there's no people. But last year Christmas, people was much. The market was, you know that yes, something is happening. There's something going on, but this year, seriously, there's no money. Abuja resident Noyelum Ejibo said she could cut back on her spending but would still celebrate the holiday.
There is no money in the economy, but life goes on. For this Christmas, I'm here to shop for my staff just to make sure I get them something for Christmas. But people are not shopping the way they used to shop before. You don't see people buying clothes and buying cows and stuff. I think everyone is trying to manage and at the same time make Christmas worth the while.
A sign of the tough times this year, elaborate Christmas lights decorations which usually dot highways and business intersections in Lagos and Abuja have only been put up by private companies.
All over the rest of the world, Christians are celebrating Christmas with religious services. At a midnight mass at the Vatican, Pope Francis warned the world's 1.2 billion Roman Catholics not to be intoxicated by processions in his annual Christmas homily. In the holy city of Bethlehem, the West Bank town where it is believed that Jesus was born, events have been overshadowed by recent violence between Palestinians and Israelis.
Amid tight security, Pope Francis leads the world's 1.2 billion Roman Catholics into Christmas, urging those intoxicated by possessions and superficial appearances to return to the essential values of life. The service for about 10,000 people in St. Peter's Basilica started with a long chant in Latin known as a calendar, the traditional proclamation of the birth of Jesus.
Et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti, descendat super vos, et manet semper.
The great bells of St. Peter's then rang out, and the Pope, dressed in white vestment, kissed a statue of the infant Jesus to start the solemn Mass. And in the Middle East, hundreds, including tourists from around the world, arrived early at the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem to celebrate Christmas morning Mass. The Mass at the West Bank Chapel was led by the Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem, Faotwal, who also led Midnight Mass, attended by Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas and Palestinian Prime Minister Rami Hamdallah. The religious leader sent greetings to the Catholic world and called for peace in the region. In Syria, 2 kilometers away from the Jobba front line, where the Syrian army is fighting rebels, hundreds of Syrian Christians gathered to light a Christmas tree near Syriac Church in the Ghassani neighborhood. Christians represent 11% of the total Syrian population. And in South Asia, minority Christian communities in Pakistan began Christmas celebrations by attending midnight mass in various churches across the country. Around 500 worshippers attended midnight mass in the Central Brooks Memorial Church in the teeming port city of Karachi. Finally, hundreds of people flocked to Sydney's Bondi Beach on Christmas Day to enjoy the sunshine and surf, and for some tourists, they would rather be nowhere else.
It's a wonderful day. The families are all here, and it's just, conditions are pretty good. I think it's going to be a safe day for the families, and that's what it's really all about.
Some of them also posed in front of a Christmas tree and an inflatable reindeer for photos.
A look at Christmases around the world. Well, think on that coming up on Network Africa. Black Christmas, a terrible explosion occurring in Nnewi, Anambra State here in Nigeria. 8 people dead. Please stay with us.